Hello everyone. Welcome to the aircraft construction course. I am Zhang Qiyuan. This class, let us learn about the aircraft landing gear system. The content of this issue includes overview of landing gear, introduction of core components, retraction system. Part 1, landing gear overview. The main functions of the landing gear include supporting the weight of the aircraft, absorbing landing impact, and realizing ground steering and braking. The shock-absorbing strut plays a key cushioning role when landing to ensure a smooth landing of the aircraft. The landing gear consists of a main landing gear and nose landing gear and a hatch. The main landing gear carries most of the weight and adopts a multi-wheel design to disperse the load. The nose landing gear has a steering function, but no brakes. The picture shows the front landing gear, main landing gear and hatch of the C919 aircraft. The landing gear configuration is divided into rear 3-point type, front 3-point type, and multi-point type, suitable for old propeller aircraft, while the front 3-point type is the mainstream configuration of modern civil aviation. And the installation positions include large wings, fuselage, and central landing gear. Some ultra-large aircraft, such as Boeing 747, Airbus A380, and 124, etc., hull adopt multi-point landing gear due to their large body size and weight, but the distribution law of the landing gear is similar to the front 3-point type. Introduction to Part 2, Core Components. Depending on the weight of the aircraft, the number of wheels of the landing gear is slightly different, but the main components are basically the same. The picture on the right is a typical main landing gear. The main load-bearing components of the main landing gear have shock-absorbing struts, side struts, and resistance struts. Between the inner and outer cylinders of the shock-absorbing strut, a torsion arm is installed to prevent relative rotation between the inner and outer cylinders, and the toe joint is used to connect the tractor to tow the aircraft. Wheels can be installed on the axle to facilitate the movement of the landing gear on the ground. The landing gear should be securely locked in both the retracted and lowered positions. Locking in the upper retraction position can prevent the landing gear from being lowered during flight or under the action of external forces. Locking in the down position prevents the landing gear from being suddenly retracted by a large impact during landing or accidentally retracted during ground taxiing and parking. The nose landing gear mainly supports the front of the aircraft, reducing the vibration of the aircraft when it is running on the ground. Its main load-bearing components are composed of shock-absorbing struts, resistance struts, etc., as shown in the figure. It is worth noting that there is a centering mechanism inside the shock-absorbing strut to ensure the correct position of the front wheels when the aircraft is in the air and on the ground. Part 3, Retraction System. The working scenarios of the retraction system are divided into normal retraction and back up down. Under normal circumstances, the hydraulic system of the aircraft generally uses the landing gear and the landing gear door retraction system, and the pilot uses the landing gear control handle for control. When the hydraulic system of the aircraft fails, the landing gear can be released by gravity. At this time, the pilot uses the red landing gear gravity release handle. The normal retraction and retraction of the landing gear is driven by the hydraulic system, and the EDP and EMDP provide pressure. The retraction process includes door opening, landing gear retraction, and hatch closing. The retraction and retraction order is strictly controlled. First, the hatch is opened, and then the retraction and retraction operation of the landing gear is carried out. And finally, the hatch is closed to reduce air resistance and ensure flight safety. The landing gear retraction system is equipped with position sensors which provide signals for the retraction and retraction of the landing gear. There is a landing gear position indicator light in the cockpit, and when the green light is on, it means that the landing gear has been lowered and locked. When the red light is on, it means that the landing gear is retracting. When the signal light is completely off, it means that the landing gear has been retracted and locked. If specific conditions are met, the pilot forgets to put down the landing gear, which will trigger a warning. When the hydraulic system fails, the landing gear may be lowered by gravity release. After mechanical unlocking, the landing gear falls on its own weight, ensuring that the aircraft can land safely in an emergency. This situation requires the pilot to pull the red handle in turn, in order to avoid the pilot accidentally retracting the landing gear on the ground. There are ground anti-retraction measures on the aircraft. The ground anti-retraction measures include mechanical locks on the handle, electromagnetic locks, and mechanical locking pins or mechanical sleeves. These measures ensure that the landing gear is not accidentally stowed when on the ground, improving the safety of maintenance and ground operations. Before takeoff, the crew must remove the locking device. Otherwise, the landing gear cannot be retracted after takeoff and the plane can only return. This course is over. Thank you for your study. Now comes the exercise session. Students can press the pause button to think and answer. Let's start now. Have all the students answered correctly?